I thought it'd be fun to do Bugs Bunny. Chuck Jones, one of Chuck Jones's creations here after we did the Disney abstract, and I thought it'd be kind of neat to put Bugs Bunny in a suit of armor. That takes care of two objectives. One, we get to do the character of Bugs Bunny, which is a fairly complex character, and so I drew him first here. And then the shiny armor I wanted to do to show you how to do really shiny surfaces. You need the really strong contrast of lights and darks. Usually there's like a core here. See, that's called a core. When you bring the armor, is actually hitting the ground tones here. So it's like a reflective, very, very reflective surface. So I thought we'd do a reflective surface, and I thought a piece of armor would really be kind of a neat study. And this is my Bugs Bunny. I also did, so I did the sketches first, obviously it helps. Then I thought, maybe it might be better if Bugs actually had his ears up with a little bit of some ornamentation on the edge. But yeah, this is kind of where we're headed. The first thing I did, I took a very light pencil just to then sort of draw Bugs. So I'm going to get the character of Bugs, get his portion down, get his proportion of his ears to his feet, so you can see the very light drawing. There's Bugs, okay? And then with the dark line now, with my blue pencil, I'm going to put in the armor, which I sort of really studied over here with another drawing. So we've got his mouth comes in through here. I'm going to give him a hard mouth. I picked the blue because I want this to have sort of a blue metal tint to it. So there's his mouth, and I'm going to bring in the metal right under his chin this way. So we're going to do this. So at this point, actually, I may shift over to maybe my dark pen, I think. This might be a little too sketchy. Here, I'll go back to my pen, and then I'll probably go back to a dark, one of my markers, one of these guys, one of the Sharpies. Probably do the Sharpie later, so, okay, but we won't get this thing. So here's also in the eyes, I'm gonna make him a little meaner. So we can bring his eyes down like this a little bit. See that just by bringing the brow down like that, makes him just a little bit of a meaner looking character. Oop, there we go. This comes up in here. The mouth turned down just a little bit of a scowl here. His teeth, his nose. Okay, there's his face. And then I'm going to just draw in this idea of the helmet. Again, you sort of have a perspective here. So this is the helmet. And I am looking at scrap like this. That's sort of a sharp edge here. But it's a bit of a cartoon, so you can kind of take liberties with it. There's the hinge on the other side. Okay, you got little viewing pieces out here. And then the, let's see, what's the helmet back of his head? Does this. And then let's see, it comes down here. Helmet. Let's see, I think his head might be a little big in here. Let's do this. And what I'm going to do is make the ears. That's right, I'm going to do this. Like I said, I always do little sketches, on what, so the details here. So I'm going to make this a little We'll put his ears. And sort of an ornamentation, form of protection. Like I said, I'm going to go back in with my Sharpie. So this fits over this. There we go. So we've got this armor. There we go. Back to here. So it's important to actually draw out a lot of your ideas on a sketchbook to get the kind of get some of the flavor, the attitude sort of figured out first. And on this one, I've got him actually holding, instead of his carrot, the carrot he's going to be holding is actually a sword. And what he's grabbing is going to look like a carrot. He's got 4 fingers. There, and the plume is going to be like the leaf part. Okay, this goes through here. Okay. So we've got his armor, this piece over the shoulder. That's got kind of a little bit of an edge to it. Let's see, this is the elbow. We gave it a little bit of a spike here. And he's got his hand. His knuckles resting on his torso. Okay, everything's sort of in pieces. Then his armor itself kind of comes out here. Well, he's got a waist. His waist is in here. This is the center line. He still has that gesture of movement this way. And then usually the inside seam here of a piece of armor is open for obviously mobility, for them to get on a horse, whatnot. I'm going to give him a little bit of a metal area for his tail. There we go. There's some detail lines. His legs in here, his knee. Again, we're going to give them the same sort of spiky looking protection. Still a little cartoony. And then his shoes, these are kind of neat. We're gonna make these really big because he's really got really obviously big feet. They're kind of pointed this way. There's the side. Okay, so I think we got the proportions figured out pretty good here. Still, I think this comes back out here. I think his cheeks need a little more. Yeah, there we go. A little more bigger area for the cheeks. There we go. A little bigger area for the cheeks. Some kind of ornamentation here. Okay, so I think what we'll do first, we'll go ahead and let's see, it's 11 minutes. Yeah, so that's the first. So the first phase is get the drawing done, and that's where we're at here. I'm using a pen, and I'll go back in, and then start painting here. Get my paints figured out. Oh, also for the sometimes it takes just for the sword. Sometimes straight edge, just to kind of get the center line just a little bit crisper. Just a little bit like that. There we go. A little stronger. Okay. So yeah, there we go. Got the drawing started.